The city of Louisville is huge. Okay, so maybe not New York huge, but large enough to make it the 16th largest city in the United States. Accounting for a total of 399 square miles, the city is divided between the more urban inner city communities and smaller suburbs that stretch to fill the remainder of the Jefferson County area. A problem that cities of this size encounter is the inability to secure healthy, nutritious food by reasonable means. This is typically most prevalent within the inner city and the furthest edges of the city limits. In the case of Louisville, a study done by the Community Farm Alliance found that the communities within the west end of the city and the eastern part of the downtown area have been turned into food deserts because of this inability for members of the community to secure the kind of food they need to maintain a healthy diet.
A food desert is best described as an urban area in which it is difficult to buy affordable or good quality fresh food. There are a few key factors that lead to areas becoming these food deserts. Lack of transportation, fewer stores to buy from, the produce carried by available retailers is of subpar quality for what they charge, and overabundance of fast food vendors in the area. All these factors combined make it substantially more difficult for members of these communities to maintain a healthy diet.
We now look to the Portland area for answers to this problem. The Portland community is one of the many communities turned into one of the aforementioned food deserts. With a total population of 19,694 as of 2010, 51.3% of this population lives at or below the poverty level, making the Portland neighborhood one of the worst off areas in Louisville. With a median yearly income per household of relatively tiny $15,890 a year in comparison to the citywide average of $42,000 a year, it's hard for most families that live in the area to secure housing and transportation, let alone the means to eat healthy.
After a quick search for food markets in the Portland area, we decided to go and check out one of the more well-known ones in the area. This is Curtis Market, located at the corner of 28th and Duncan Street. This quaint corner market caters the surrounding 2-mile area, providing a place for members of the local community to shop for general dry foods, fresh produce, and deli products, something the store has been doing for about 60 years. This is Jimmy Mitchell, the third-generation owner of Curtis Market. He is more than willing to shed light on some of the problems that have developed in the Portland area and ways he has been trying to do to remedy them. Alright, so how many people usually buy produce here? Like, what's their main thing?
Produce mainly. A lot of produce we use in our deli. Most part of stuff we sell is fruits.
Okay.
Which would be the bananas, oranges, and apples.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a lot of the fresher stuff was the fruit.
We see a lot of movement with people that are on WIC.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. We're EBT approved, we're WIC approved. Yeah, so we do like that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of produce at certain times of that because they're given $10 to $15 a month or more to utilize there. So those people most of the time do the bananas and the apples and the oranges for the kids.
Yeah, we can definitely tell that you also seem to be a store for the people of the local area and not really trying to, just not take advantage of.
No, I'm not here to clean someone's clock. We've been in business since 1960, and I just kind of want my fair share, pay my employees, pay myself, pay my bills, and we're happy with that. I'm not here to, like I said, to base my opinion to clean people's clocks. I need repeat business. I don't want a one-time shot and then gone. I need the repeats, and so the way we do that is try and keep our prices as low as I can, but I still have to maintain a certain profit percentage.
To
pay my bills, of course. So
So, like, who's your clientele mainly? Because somebody was walking by and she told us that there's usually one of these every couple blocks. Do you serve like a 2-block area?
Oh no, we're more than that.
Everywhere.
I'd say several mile radius.
Okay.
And actually, I have people come from Shively and places like that to buy some of our lunch meats that they can't really find any place.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, notice y'all look like you have a really extensive selection as far as the fresh deli and everything's concerned.
Correct. All our lunch meats, we slice everything fresh. We don't have hardly anything prepackaged.
Yeah, I noticed that too, that's something that you really don't see a lot.
The taste is different.
Oh yeah,
it
definitely.
Really is. And then I think my prices in my deli compared to the Kroger's and stuff like that we're actually probably more reasonable than they are on their stuff.
Yeah.
They look a lot better.
Yeah. And we move a lot. We move a lot of lunch meats. And we do quite a bit of deli business, sandwiches, things like that. I don't have the industrial people that are coming for lunches all the time. Most of our stuff, like I said, is local. We're off the beaten path.
Right.
It's kind of a catch-22. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like some more foot traffic, but as far as attracting people that I don't want here, I don't have that. Whereas, you know, in your high traffic areas, close to the highways, close to the main drags, there's other people that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
But actually, I feel my employees are a lot safer than having to fool with that.
That's
so
good.
It's kind of a plus for us.
Yeah, I imagine you probably get a lot of business from the school whenever it lets out.
Yeah, you can tell when school's done.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a relief. Sometimes you don't have so much kid traffic.
Yeah.
But also know that if the kids aren't coming in, the parents aren't stopping in to get something before they go, we're catching them after they're leaving. So,
do you feel like there's large demand for the stuff that you carry, as far as like produce and lunch meat? Well, you know, there's obviously been the demand for lunch meat and
I
everything.
wouldn't say a real large demand for produce. People don't cook like they used to.
Yeah.
They want things fast. And then our area in general, I feel has changed drastically because of the age.
Yeah.
Where older people cook. A lot of our older clientele, you know, of course, a lot of them have died off, things like that. So habits change, and so we see a lot of the younger people want something to eat. They want it now.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's where our deli has kind of come into play. And so
we believe Mr. Mitchell would be an example of someone practicing stakeholder theory. Stakeholder theory being an ethical theory in which one addresses morals and values first in managing an organization, such as putting employees, customers, and the community before making profits. Mr. Mitchell seemed to know a great deal of his clientele personally and has a good relationship with them. As stated in the interview, his goal is not to cheat his customers, but to help them in any way he can, by providing a place in an otherwise barren community for the people living there to buy fresh produce and dry goods reasonably close to home, even if it does mean charging a little extra for goods than a larger grocery store chain in the area might. Off camera, he actually stated that it would cost $1 million at least for someone to buy out his store.
We believe that the Kantian ethical theory also relates to Mr. Mitchell's business practices. Immanuel Kant's main argument is that all humans possess a sense of dignity, implying that they have personal value. He believes in a categorical imperative, which states, "In all my actions, I must act so that the value of my actions can be made to universal law." This can possibly translate to that we should always act in a way that sets an example for the rest of society. We believe that Mr. Mitchell is setting an example of how to properly run a business in a poverty-stricken area.